Welcome to St Moritz, one of the most famous ski resorts in the world. Home and creator of modern day skiing in the 1880s, which has held the Winter Olympics in 1928 and 1948. The elevation of the resort is between 2 and 3,000 metres in height. St Moritz, as you've seen in the other videos, is made up of 4 distinct areas, with Davylec-sur-le-Galbe, Corvac, and then St Moritz and Corviglia in the main point above the village, housing some extraordinarily expensive hotels like the Coombe, the Palace, and the Grand Kempinski. St Moritz as a resort offers a wide array of skiing for most levels, from beginner up to advanced. When it has the snow, it is an excellent place to go, but most of the time the snow comes in large pockets and then it does not snow for a long time. This means that when it stops snowing, you do get wonderful views and clear days. The only downside for this is that the piste will be quite icy, especially after a few hours as the skiers flock to the slopes. The one thing about St Moritz which is nice is the fact that you get a good amount of sun. There are quite a few negatives, however, with St Moritz. One, that it's extremely expensive. 2, even the food and accommodation, which isn't extraordinarily expensive, is mediocre. So it's well worth visiting, as mentioned before, for a few days, but it's important to go to all parts of St Moritz rather than just visiting St Moritz itself, and be prepared to pay twice what you would expect to pay in Switzerland for much of your accommodation or food. I would give St Moritz overall about a 7.5 out of 10. I think this comes down to the fact that it is quite far away from Zurich. It's about 3 and a bit hours by train. Even by car, it would be many hours. It's again expensive to get there, and the closest airfield is only capable of handling private jets, and thus you have to have crazy money in order to fly there. But there is one cheap option at the hostel, which you can get for around £80 or $100 a night. I do think it is worth visiting St Moritz just to soak up the atmosphere and to understand and appreciate the history of the resort, but definitely only worth visiting for 3 or 4 days, because after that, even though it does have a lot of piste, you will get a little bit bored, especially if you have been used to going to the likes of the US, going to Utah or Colorado, or going to the rest of Switzerland, France or Austria. But overall, I think it is well worth a visit, and I did enjoy myself while I was there, but I think that any extra days would have reduced my overall enjoyment of the resort there. But thank you very much for listening, ladies and gentlemen, and please stay tuned for more from Big Blues Exploration and from Big Blues Travel in the coming months. Thank you. Have a good night.